Anyone else like to speak? Okay.
Good evening. My name is Keith Maloney, and I live at 72 Griswold Avenue in Bristol. I'm going to ask you a personal question tonight. Do you remember the Tuckling Garage on Thames Street?
Okay, excuse me, you're here to testify, not ask questions of the board.
It's
It's a rhetorical question.
It's a rhetorical question.
That's fine.
I'm
But
sorry.
don't expect an answer, please.
Well, I remember it very well. I happen to be the vice chairman of the redevelopment agency from 2004, to 2008. I've only lived in Bristol 15 years. During that time, we did a blight report and identified a redevelopment area, and it so happened that the Belvedere on Hope was among those buildings that were identified as blight. I've already credited Mr. Reuter for what he did successfully with that building at an earlier meeting. The purpose of raising this with you tonight is that if you remember the Tuckling Garage, which is essentially across from the Stone Harbor parking lots, it was a dump. It had been a bus depot, garage. It was in shambles. It was broken down cars inside of it, oil cans spilled all over the place. It was blight in the most obvious way possible. There was a great deal of pressure brought on us at the redevelopment agency to condemn the building. There was a buyer who wanted the lot to knock it down. That buyer was Stone Harbor. They wanted that lot because they could put more residences there. And those residences would have water views. We resisted. Mr. Almeida, who lives next door and is a native Bristolian, having come from the Azores, wanted that property to be developed so that he could have it as a retirement income. We worked with him to get financing, and you see what it is today. 2 very successful restaurants, producing an income for him in his retirement, and it's a historically significant building. The original facade was saved, and it's now a gem on Thames Street. I bring this up only to suggest to you that whatever decision you make tonight, I hope, like me, 15 years later, I can walk down that street and say, you did the right thing. I hope 10 or 15 years from now, you can say, you did the right thing. Thank you.